Understanding Excel macros, your personal automation tool. Excel macros are like having a helpful assistant built right into your spreadsheet program. Think of them as a way to record a series of actions you perform in Excel. Once you record these actions, you can play them back anytime you want. This means repetitive tasks can be done automatically, saving you a lot of time and effort. Imagine you have a task you do every day, like formatting a report. With a macro, you do it once, record it, and then Excel can do it for you perfectly every single time after that. The best way to understand macros is to compare them to recording a video. When you record a video, the camera captures everything that happens in front of it. Similarly, when you record an Excel macro, Excel watches and remembers every click, every keystroke, and every command you use. Then, just like replaying a video, you can replay the macro, and Excel will perform all those recorded actions in the same order. Setting the stage. Enabling macros and accessing the Developer tab. Before you can start using macros, you might need to adjust a few settings in Excel. By default, Excel often has macros disabled, or it will prompt you before running them. This is primarily a security measure. To enable macros, you generally need to go into Excel's Trust Center settings. You can find this by clicking on File in the Excel ribbon, then selecting Options. In the Excel Options dialog box, look for Trust Center on the left-hand side and then click the Trust Center Settings button. Inside the Trust Center you will see Macro Settings. For learning and recording your own macros, disable all macros with notification is a good balance. Next, to easily record, run, and manage your macros, you will want to make the Developer tab visible on the Excel ribbon. To show it, go back to File and then Options. In the Excel Options dialog box, select Customize Ribbon and check the box next to Developer. Recording your first masterpiece. A sales report formatting macro. Recording a macro is surprisingly easy. It doesn't require you to know any programming code, at least not to get started. Think of it like pressing the record button on a tape recorder before you start speaking. In Excel, you activate the macro recorder, then you perform all the steps you want to automate, and finally, you stop the recorder. Let's walk through a real example. Formatting a sales report. Imagine you receive a raw sales data sheet each week. It needs consistent formatting. Headers should be bold, sales figures should be in currency format, columns should be auto-fitted to show all data, and perhaps you want to add a total row at the bottom. To begin recording, go to the Developer tab on your Excel ribbon and click the Record Macro button. A small dialog box will appear. Give your macro a name like Format Sales Report. You can also assign a shortcut key, such as Ctrl plus Shift plus S. Once you've set these options and clicked OK, Excel starts recording every action you take. Now carefully perform all the formatting steps for your sales report. When you have completed all the steps you want to automate, go back to the Developer tab and click Stop Recording. Section 4. Putting your macro to work. Running and reaping the rewards. Once you have successfully recorded your macro, the next exciting step is to run it and see your automated task in action. Running a macro means telling Excel to execute all the recorded steps. If you assigned a shortcut key when you recorded your macro, like Ctrl plus Shift plus S for our sales report example, running it is incredibly simple. Just open the new sales report that needs formatting and press your shortcut key combination. Instantly, Excel will execute all the recorded steps in sequence. Besides using a shortcut key, there are other ways to run a macro. You can go to the Developer tab, click on the Macros button, or press Alt plus F8. This will open a dialog box listing all available macros. Simply select the macro you want to run and click the Run button. Another user-friendly method is to add a button directly to your worksheet or to the Quick Access toolbar and assign the macro to that button. Section 5. Expanding your macro horizons ideas, tips, and further learning. The sales report formatting example is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what macros can do. There are countless practical applications. For instance, you can create a macro for data cleaning. This could involve tasks like removing duplicate rows from a data set, trimming extra spaces from text entries, converting text to a consistent case, or even finding and replacing specific values across a large sheet. Another powerful idea is a report generator macro that could pull data from multiple different worksheets, consolidate it onto a summary sheet, and then format it into a presentable report automatically. One very useful feature is Use Relative References, which you can toggle on from the Developer tab before or during recording. By default, macros record absolute references like always formatting cell A1. With relative references, the macro records actions relative to the starting active cell. Another crucial tip is to always test your macros on a copy of your workbook, especially when you are starting out, or when the macro performs actions that modify or delete data. While recording macros is a great starting point, the true power of Excel automation lies in learning Visual Basic for Applications, or VBA. By learning to read, edit, and write VBA code directly, you can create much more sophisticated and flexible macros.